Today, you will learn Pygame by building your first Python game, this Dodge game right here. We will go step by step, from creating the window to adding collisions and the score counter. Let's start. First, of course, we will import all the modules that we need. We will need system module, random module, and these two modules are built in. You don't have to download them, but Pygame is not, and you have to install Pygame. To run your Pygame, you need to write pygame.init. This way, you initialize your Pygame. Then I will write W and H, and these are going to be the variables for my width and height of my screen. To create a screen, you need to call pygame.display.setMode, and here pass a tuple pair of your width and height. To create a title, you need to write pygame.display.setCaption, and here I will write dodge the blocks. Also, I'll create a clock variable that I will need later, and it's going to be a clock. Now, if you want to see your actual screen, you need to write a main loop where your Pygame will run your program. So you need to write an infinite loop and write while true. And here I will create delta time to be clock dot tick, and inside pass 60 and divide everything by 1000. I divide everything with 1000 because this returns time in milliseconds and I want time in seconds. You will see later why I need this delta time. And because I have this infinite loop, I want the program to end when I click something on my screen, a cross, for example. For that, it's common to use events and check every possible event. And I will write one for loop and check for event in pygame dot event dot get. This will get the list of all events, and I will check every single one of them. And if event type is pygame dot quit, then I want to exit pygame, and I will write pygame dot quit, and I want to exit my game, so I write system dot exit, and this will stop my code. And now the only thing left is to display the screen, and I will write screen dot fill, and here pass a tuple which will represent the color. In my case, let's say 16, 18, and 22. And to update your screen, you should always write at the end pygame dot display dot flip. And let's see if we created our first Pygame screen. Congratulations, you have created your first screen. And when I click X, I exit my program. Now let's create a player. So I want my player to be a simple rectangle, and to create a rectangle in Pygame, you need to write pygame.rect. First two parameters are the coordinates where you want to create your rectangle, and the second one are the sizes. And I want the size to be fixed to 50, and I want mine to be at the middle and bottom. So I need to write my screen width divided by 2, and then write height minus half of my height. So let's say 25. And this way I created my player, but I need now to display the player. To display the player, I need to write here pygame dot draw dot rectangle, and here pass where I want to display it. I want to display it on my screen. Then the number, which will represent the color 990, 200, and 225. What I want to display, a player. And if you want, you can give a rounded edges, write border radius to be 10. And when I run the code, here is my player. But I made a mistake. I should have subtracted with 50. Important thing to mention is when you create games, no matter the language, the start of coordinate system is in the upper left corner, not in the bottom left. So y-axis actually grows like this, and x-axis grows like this. Y-axis is inverted from the normal one. Here should be 50. Let's create the movement. For that, we need to check what keys we pressed. And I want mine to move on arrows. So let's first get all the keys pressed. We'll write keys pygame.key.get pressed. And let's set a speed of mine to be 380. One solution is you can check all the keys and give Python different values, -1, 1, or move your immediately to the left, right, but that will give you a lot of ifs. There's one elegant way where I can write vector x to be equal to keys, and here I can write pygame dot key right and subtract from key right key left. This way, if my key left is pressed and my key right is not pressed, this vector x will have value -1, and vice versa. The same logic applies to y coordinate. And now to create a movement, I can move my x value of my player. So I can write player.x plus equal to, let's say, speed. And here comes the play, this delta time. On my computer, this game may run on 120 FPS. And when I write this plus speed, this speed may not be the same as on your computer that runs this game on 120 FPS. It will be 2 times faster. And to ensure that this speed that I want is the same on my and your computer, no matter the specs, I created this delta time to fix the frame rate on 60 FPS. And that's why here I will write integer, multiply this delta time with vector x to give the direction is it left or right, and also multiply everything with speed. The same applies to y-axis as well. And let's run the code. Now my player is correctly in the middle, but the problem is, as you can see, it goes outside of the border, and I want my player to be fixed when it reaches the border. For that, we need to write a clamping code that will fix my player, and I will create a helper variable, function, call it clamp. It will have the coordinate of my player, the low value, and the high value that I want to check, and it will return low value if my vector is smaller than low, or else it will return high value if my vector is higher than high value, and if none of those are satisfied, it will return v. And here in player, I will write player.x should be clamped, and I should pass the current x coordinate of my player. Then I should pass 0. Then from width, I should subtract the width of my player, which is 50. So let's write player.width. The same will apply to y coordinate, but now we will work with heights. Let's see if I fix the problem. It's fixed. I can't go outside of my screen. Now let's create our enemies. And because we won't have only one enemy, we will have a lot of them. Our enemies should be a list. And for that, I want to create a custom user event that will actually spawn enemy every 450 milliseconds. So I can write spawn enemy, and this should be my custom user event. To create your custom user event, you can write pygame.user event, and I will add +1, and pygame.time.setTimer, and this timer will create spawn enemy event every 450 milliseconds. And now I should check here in my events if that event happened. So if event type is equal to spawn enemy, I want to create the size of my enemy to be random integer between numbers 25 and 70. And also I want a random x value for my enemy to be spawned on. Random.randint between 0 and with minus the size of the enemy. And y value should be always outside of the border on the upper screen, so minus size. And also I want a random speed, so I'll write speed to be random.randint between 220 and 420. And let's create an enemy. Our enemy should be a rectangle and have a speed. That's why I will create as a dictionary pair. So I'll write enemies.append open this and write rectangle, should be pygame dot rect pass x, y, and size. I want it to be a square. And then let's put speed to have the speed that we created. And now our enemies are created. The only thing left is to make them also move. To make them move, here we should write for E in enemies, E, and we will call our rectangle y coordinate because we don't want our enemies to move on x coordinates. Should be integer E speed multiplied by delta time. And if we leave it like this, our enemies will grow constantly and it can crash our program. So we want, when our enemies reach the bottom half, to wipe them out. We want to delete them manually, but we will do the inverse. We will only keep the ones that are inside. For that, we will do enemies and use a list comprehension and write if E for E in enemies, if E rectangle dot top is smaller than the height, and I will add 100 to make sure it's outside. If this is satisfied, then I want to keep the E. If not, then I don't want. This will make the move, and now we should draw them. So for E in enemies, pygame dot draw dot rectangle, where I want to draw them on screen, what color I want them to have. It's red, this red, 255, 90, 110. What I want to draw enemy, but only a rectangle, because this rectangle can't draw rectangle and a special speed variable that we created. And I also want them to have a rounded borders. And let's run the code to see if it worked. And now we have our enemies that drop from the top. But even though they're falling, when I hit them, nothing happens. The game doesn't stop. So I should create a collision where I will check if the borders of my player and some of the enemies touch. But before I do that, when something touches, I want to reset my game to standard settings. And because I want my game to be resetted, I want to remember those first reset options, and that's why I will create a function reset game. So here I will create def reset game, put this here, make enemies also inside and to be empty. And when I touch the enemy, I want to be dead, right? So I'll write some Boolean variable alive and at the beginning give it value true. And this should return player, enemies, and alive. And here I will write player, enemies, alive to be reset game. Now everything is set, and I want when I touch the enemy to reset when I type R. So in my events, I will check if event type is equal to pygame dot key down event, and if that event key is actually pygame dot key underscore R. If that's the case, then I want to reset everything from before and start all over. Now, when I touch the enemy, I want everything to stop. I don't want my player to be able to move, the enemies to be able to move. So here I need to write if alive, then I will allow the movement. So all of these movements shouldn't be allowed. I'll write one indentation. And let's check inside this alive if collision happened. A great thing about collisions in Pygame are they're built in, so you don't have to worry about them. You can simply write for E in enemies and check if player collided, and you have different options here. I want collide with rectangle, so collided with rectangle, e dot rect. If collided with this, I don't want to be alive anymore, so I will set alive to be false and break. So that's it. But if this happens, this will only pause my game and the player won't know what to click to start the game all over. I need to write some label. For that, after these enemies, if I'm not alive, then I want to create over to be a font and render. This will simply print that text. And what text I want to print, let's say game over, press R to restart. Let's pass through here, then pass the color 225, 225, and 225. And we should print this on our screen. So I should write here screen.blit over, and the position should be the middle of the screen. For that, I write width divided by 2 minus over the width of my over divided by 2 as well. Get width, divide everything by 2. And this same code will apply for height as well. For some reason, this font is red, and I don't know why. Let's create on top of here font variable. Font should be pygame.font system font, and none, let it be default, and the size should be 36. Now everything should be working as intended. And now we are dodging everything. Let's see what happens if I miss a slight misspelling. Here should be H. Let's see now if everything works. If we hit and the game paused, and we have this game over, press R label on the screen. If I press R, it's resetted. And this is great, but we don't know our score. So the only thing left to complete our game is to create the score. And let's do that real quick. We should change from this reset game, create a score, and give it value 0.0. And let's say after enemies, return the score. Here we should also add score. And in every iteration, the score should increase. So I will increase the score plus equal to, and here you can play with how often your score changes, when it changes, how much it changes. I will multiply the delta time by 10. And again, this is the same as this over. I should print this as some label. So I will use the same font and everything. And after these enemies, I'll write score surface to be font.render. This will create our font. F score, and here evaluate the score. But I want my score to be an integer, so I will convert this into an integer. Right here, true. And the color should be the default one, which is white. And let's put this on our screen. Score.blit. Oh, sorry. Here should be screen.blit. And I should put score surface. And the coordinates should be 18 and 18, which will be upper left corner. Let's see if this works. And in the upper left corner, we have our score, and the game is completed. Let's see what happens if I hit, but our score still increases. So the mistake here is I should put this score to change only when I'm alive. And when I reset everything from here, I should also reset the score. And now everything should work. Let's see if it does. Score again increases. Let's hit something. The score stops. The game stops as well. When I hit R, the score is resetted and we are ready to play again. Now that you can build a game, let's build a real tool. Click my Python file organizer project next. This one will save you hours by organizing files automatically. And don't forget to subscribe for more Python tutorials.